Hey, this is Kelsey. Welcome to your all levels classic flow. Today we are going to start with some footwork. So I want you to set your reformer up with your footwork springs. I have them a little heavier today. So I have two blue, a black, and an orange on, but do what feels good for your body. But we will start on our backs with our feet on the foot bar. So find your positioning and roll on down. Let's bring our feet onto the foot bar in a functional parallel position and arms long down by your side. And take a moment here to just find your alignment through your spine, find connection to your breath. Let's shut our eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Be expansive through your diaphragm. And exhale, let it all out through your mouth. Good. Again, deep breath in through your nose. And exhale, let it all out. And now let's add a tilt of the pelvis with our exhale breath. So inhale in, exhale, imprint your spine, dial your pubic bone up, scoop through your low core. Good. Inhale, release it back out to neutral. So I like to cue this where you're in neutral. Imagine you have a grape underneath your low back, and then as you imprint with your exhale breath, you're crushing that grape down onto the carriage underneath of you. And then as you inhale, release it out, find your grape again. Let's just do two more here. Exhale, scoop, imprint, crush that grape. Good. Inhale, release it out. Last one. Exhale, imprint, scoop, warming up the spine, the low back, connecting to our core. And then let's find neutral again here. So bring some awareness to your heels that are on the foot bar. Again, we're in this functional parallel position. Your toes are up towards the ceiling. And with our exhale breath, we're going to jump straight into footwork today. So let's exhale, press and lengthen out. And inhale, track in. So your first couple might be a little slow, but I want you, once you sort of get into it, I want you to find a nice pace and rhythm and maybe pick up the pace a little bit as long as you stay in good alignment. And you want to think full extension out through the hip and then the knee as you extend your legs. Good. And keep going. Let's go for 5 and 4. And 3, let's start to build that heat through our quads. Last one, extend all the way out to lengthen, 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 and then bend to 90. Hold it, make sure your spine and pelvis are neutral, and then let's pulse it up. Small isolations here, so work within a range of motion that's like 2 to 3 inches. And maybe with your breath, exhale on the up. So kind of emphasize that up. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, press it all the way out. I'm definitely starting to feel that heat a little bit. And now from here, I want you to take your feet to the width of your pads. We're still on our heel and we're in external rotation. So coming back to our pelvic tilts, you're on those heel pockets again. We're in this wide V position now. Feel your neutral spine, inhale. Exhale, imprint your spine, scoop, lengthen the low back, connect to your low core, and then inhale, release it back out to neutral. Good. Exhale, imprint, scoop. Inhale and release. Good. So with the pelvic tilts in this position, you might feel your core a little bit different. You might feel your quads a little bit differently. That's okay. We want to just kind of come back to warming up the spine, finding the connection to our breath, and then activating our legs again with the footwork. Last one. Release it to neutral. Bring that awareness to your feet on your exhale. Press out in your wide V position, and then bring it in. Good. So out and in here, and again, you can kind of start at a slower pace, but then once you get it, find your rhythm, maybe go a little bit faster, start to build that heat, full extension out through the hips and then through the knees. Good, keep it going. Let's go for 5 and 4, 3, 2. Last one, extend all the way out, bring it down halfway, and we're gonna find that pulse again. So anchor tail down. See if you can get your glutes to fire. I like to sometimes put my fingertips right on my gluteal fold just to get that extra connection and tactile cue to light things up a bit more for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Press it all the way out, lengthen, 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 and then bring it all the way in. Good. So from here, we're going to bring our toes back onto the foot bar into our functional parallel position and lift our heels. Let's press all the way out, and we're just going to now take it into a little bit of calf work. So just lower your heels underneath your foot bar. And what I want you to feel is that instead of just dropping your heels, feel as if you're intentionally reaching your heels under the foot bar to actively stretch your calves. And it should feel really good. If you have really tight calves like me, you're going to feel this nice and deep right away. And then let's just take it into some simple calf raises. Exhale, come up onto your toes. Inhale, lower and up. Good. And lift. We're going to do about 10 here, up and down. Good. Keep going. And try to press evenly through the full ball of your foot, right? Sometimes you have a tendency to roll out or in. Try to feel pressure right through the center of your foot. One more. Hold the lift of your heels, and we're going to prance right to left. So let's go slow first to start. Drop your left heel, bend your right knee, lift the right heel, hold that stretch. Come back up onto both toes and then switch. Drop your right heel, lift your left heel and bend that left knee. Hold the stretch. And then now let's find a cadence. So right to left. Alternate side to side. Re-emphasize the point of both of your toes before you switch sides. Good. And the goal here as you do this is to try to keep your pelvis as stable as possible. Good. A couple more on each side. Last one and one. Bring it up. Bend the knees and track it all the way in. Good. Okay, so let's reset here. I want you to grab your shoulder blocks, bring your elbows nice and wide, and give yourself like a little bit of space away from your shoulder blocks. And then let's lift our legs up to tabletop. Again, find your neutral spine and feel the sensation of almost as if you're like pulling the shoulder blocks apart, and you're going to feel your lats and biceps engage a bit more if you do that. So find that connection, and we're going to take this into supine spine twist. So we're going to inhale, drop knees to the right, lift your left hip, find that rotation, keep ankles and knees bolted together, and then exhale, use your core to come back to center. Inhale, drop your knees to the left. Right shoulder stays down, right hip lifts. You're going to feel a nice stretch through the low back, and then that core activation as you come back to center. Keep going. Inhale over to the right. Pause, hold. Exhale, use the breath. Come back to center. And left. Good. Let's add a little something onto this. If you want, drop the knees to the right, hold it, keep the knees bolted, but extend your right leg out. And with this shape, exhale, bring it back to center, bend lower, inhale left, good, pause, hold, extend the left leg, exhale, bring it back to center, one more on each side, inhale over right, pause, hold, extend right, pendulum with the exhale back to center, lower to table, and then left. Good. Pause, hold, kick, and bring it through to center, lower to tabletop. Stay here with your upper body for a moment. Reset your pelvis. Find that tabletop position with your legs. We're going to go into a double toe tap. Range of motion here might be very small. That's totally fine. You're going to inhale, dip your toes together just a few inches out and over your foot bar. Exhale, use your breath to pull the legs back to table. Good. Inhale, dip out and over. And as you do this, the goal is to not feel too much pressure into your low back. You want to keep your belly button drawing down towards your spine, and that low core is really active, especially on the draw up. Let's go 3 more. And 2. And last one. Good. Reset, find neutral, reach your arms up now. Good. Plug shoulders back and down. We're going to take this into a basic 100 prep. On your exhale, press arms down, curl head and chest up, look to your knees. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl. Find that connection through your core. Lift and lead up with chest and sternum. Good. On the next one, let's add the extension of our legs. Press, curl, lengthen it out. Be long, scoop. Now, if you feel this in your low back, maybe go at a higher angle with your legs. And if you want a little challenge, you can definitely take it a little lower. Good. Let's go 3 more here. And then guess what, everybody? We're going to take it into hundreds today. Everyone's favorite. We're only going to do half of our 100 set. So giving you a little mental preparation. Let's go 1 more ab prep here. All right. So we're going to do half of our round of hundreds. Squeeze those legs together. Find the connection to your core. If you start to get fatigued, you can keep your legs at tabletop as we do this. But let's all start it together. Inhale, take a breath in. Exhale, extend everything out. And then we're going to pump our arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. If you need to bring those knees in, bring them in. Last round. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whew. Pull it all the way in. Hug your knees into your chest. Stir it out. Good. And then let's briefly get up so you can swivel yourself off. Change your springs. So we're going to now take it down to 2 blue springs. Lie back on down. And we are going to go into bottom lift or pelvic curls. So let's reset. Find your functional parallel position 1 more time. You're on your heel pockets. Arms are long down by your side, and make sure you're not too scrunched up to the shoulder blocks. Now, keeping the carriage as still as possible, take a deep breath in through your nose, find that neutral spine on the exhale, imprint, scoop, articulate your hips up 1 vertebrae at a time, reaching your knees out long. I feel that hamstring connection right away. Whew. Sometimes we get that nice burn directly into our hamstrings. So you want to work through it. Articulate up. Lengthen out through the hips. Reach your knees long. And roll it down. And as you come up, make sure that you're, again, not feeling this in your low back. You want to stay scooped and connected to your core. Good. And slowly articulate down 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. Awesome. We're going to hold the next one up. Good. Roll it up, hold it up, breathe. Now, first, before we go anywhere, stabilize at your pelvis. Pubic bone dials up, belly button draws down. Find the connection, and we're going to march in place. So root into your right heel, lift your left knee. Try to keep your pelvis level. Lower it down. Right leg lifts to table. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, left leg lifts to table. And down. Good. So alternate right and left. Take your time with these. The goal is to not let your hips shift or dip a whole lot, but I know that that is super hard. Good. We're going to go 1 more on each side. Last one. Set your feet down, reconnect. Don't drop those hips. Find the connection to your core, and we're going to extend out. Inhale out, extend your legs. Exhale, draw it in, re-scoop, reconnect. Inhale out. Exhale in. We're just going to do 6 here. 3 more. And 2. Whew, I'm feeling my hamstrings. Last one, bring it all the way in. Take a deep breath. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae. Roll it down and release. Whew. Good. All right, guess what? We get to do a whole other set in our wide V. All right, so reset. Arms are long down by your side. Find the connection to your heel pockets in this sort of wide, externally rotated position. And then we're going to take it into our bridge. Inhale, find your neutral. Exhale, articulate. Hips up, scoop. Ooh, I feel my hamstrings already. And then roll it down and release. Good. Roll it up, lengthen, reach out through your knees, and vertebrae by vertebrae, roll it down. Release. Beautiful work, everyone. Keep it going. We're going to do 2 more. And up. Connect to core, connect to glutes, connect to hamstrings. We're going to hold our last one up. And this time we're going to do this very subtle translation of our hips right to left. So imagine you have a skateboard underneath your pelvis. On your exhale, you're going to shift your hips to the right without moving your thighs in or out. Inhale, bring it back to center, and then shift left. Good. Try not to let the hips drop. It's a direct translation right to left. And you're going to feel your obliques and core have to get a little bit more involved, and you might feel totally different shifting one way or the other. My right is so much easier for me than shifting to my left. Good. Last one on each side. And then we are not going anywhere. We're coming back to center. We're resetting it, and we're taking it into extension out. On that inhale, exhale, draw it all the way in. 6 here. We're almost done. I know your hamstrings are burning. Mine are as well. Whew. Good. 3 more. And 2. And last one. Whew. Bring it all the way in. Roll it all the way down and release. Beautiful. Hug your knees into your chest and stir. All right, we are coming back to our abs, and we have that whole other half of hundreds that we have to finish doing, right? Remember that? So we're gonna bring our legs back up to tabletop. Now, I still have this on the 2 blue springs. If this feels heavy, take your hands into the longer of the 2 loops. If it still feels heavy, maybe take a blue off and put an orange on, or a yellow or a white on. See how it feels. Okay. So squeeze knees and ankles together. Arms are long. Plug shoulders down. Just start with your arm pressed down, just to feel the tension and connection to the strap. It definitely is going to be on a little bit of a heavier side. Good. 1 more, just arms, and then we're going to incorporate the chest lift. So press down on the exhale, curl head and chest up, look through your knees, and inhale lower. We're going to do 3 like this, and then we get to incorporate the extension of our legs on the next one. Good. Extend legs out with that exhale breath. And again, if you feel this in your back, maybe aim your legs higher, or you don't have to extend the legs. Just find that connection to your core. 1 more. All right. Let's finish that half of our hundreds. I'm going to cue you through it. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, we're going to extend it out. Inhale, pause. And then exhale, pump those arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale. Good. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last round. Good. Pause, hold. And bring it all the way in. Good. Set your feet down. Set your straps down. Hug your knees into your chest. Let's stir it. And then let's sit on up. Beautiful. Okay. So we're now going to get off our backs. Plenty of time on our backs. I'm going to take the 2 blues off and put on 1 black spring. See how this feels? If you want a little bit more support, maybe add on a white spring with your black. If it feels too heavy for your shoulders, have on a blue. But we're going to stand up onto our carriages. So bring your hands onto the foot bar first, and let's step it back and bring your heels up close to the shoulder block, right? That's where we want our heels to be. We have a long carriage here, so you can play with the angle. You can step your feet up a little bit if you need a little bit more room, or walk heels all the way back. But what I want you to feel most is arms long, grip strong on the foot bar, and your weight is shifted back, and we're able to root down through heels. So if you feel like your heels are lifting, walk your feet up a little bit, okay? All right, so from here, we're gonna take it into a nice elephant stretch. So this next bit of movement is gonna be all about hamstring stretching. So root down through your heels, lengthen through your spine, and connect to your shoulder girdle. On your inhale, we're going to kick our carriage open just a few inches, and then exhale, draw it back under you. Good. And as you bring the carriage back under you, see if you can root through your heels a little bit more. And you're going to get deeper into that stretch. Good. 2 more here. Last one. Pull all the way in. And now we're going to externally rotate our legs. So more than just turning your feet out, I want you to feel that wrap open of your quads. Reset the spine, reset the shoulders. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull it in. And this is going to, get into your hamstrings in a different angle. It stretches your hamstrings in a different angle. So you're going to feel it still stretchy, but slightly different. I'm feeling this a little bit more down through my calves. We're all different. Last one. Good. Now, internally rotate. So really wrapping your thighs inward, spreading your sit bones out wide, reset the spine. And this is definitely going to get a little bit more into your lateral hamstrings with this positioning. And it's definitely the hardest of the 3, in my opinion. Good. 2 more. Last one. Good. Let's take it to center. Reset everything. So find parallel, reset hands, reset shoulders. And now we're going to lift our heels halfway up the shoulder block and take this into more of a classic up stretch. So taking it to plank, essentially, you're going to kick your carriage open, hinge around shoulders and hips. Your shoulders are going to shift forward. Find that classic plank position. And then with your exhale breath, we're going to start to hip hinge up, shoulders shift back, weight shifts back, carriage pulls into stopper. Good. So inhale, forward, find plank. Exhale, pike it up, pull it in. Good. Forward plank. And pike it up. Let's go for 3. Good. And in, finding that direct hinge around hips, around shoulder girdle. Good. And we're going to hold the plank on this last one. Good. From here, you're going to take it into what we call long stretch. Stabilize at your shoulders. On your inhale, press the carriage away from your arms. Hips stay right where they're at. They don't lift, they don't lower. Exhale, let's try to pull the carriage all the way to the stopper without losing that line. Inhale, press it away. Exhale, pull it forward. And as you pull forward, you want to keep your gaze sort of on a slightly downward angle. But imagine you had a necklace on and you're sort of showing your necklace off as you pull forward. So you want to lead with chest and sternum. Whew. Let's do 2 more. I am definitely feeling my abs here. And last one, pull it all the way in. Good, lift your hips, lower your heels. Whew, and just feel that stretch. Great work. Okay, so let's take it on down. Step to your left side of your reformer. Bring your right knee onto the carriage. I'm gonna change the spring really quick, take the blue off, take the black off and put a blue spring on. Both of my hands are gonna come onto my foot bar, quick hip flexor stretch, lunge stretch. So light grip of fingers on the foot bar. Left foot sort of lines up right towards your leg of your reformer. And open the carriage, try not to dump down too far, and just find that pelvic alignment. Activate your right glute, dial your hips up, and just hold the stretch here. Good. One more breath. And then bring your hands more fully onto the foot bar. Extend your front leg, shift the carriage back. You can lift the toes and really try to square those hips off and find the stretch into your hamstrings. And take a breath. Good. And then let's pull it all the way in. Take a step around. We'll go to the other side. Left knee will come onto the carriage. Light fingertips on the foot bar. Lift upper body, lift torso up. Open the carriage just a few inches and then align the pelvis. Front of hip dials up. Left glute activates. Good, and you're just gonna hold and breathe here. Trying to stay as square as possible, but that can be hard sometimes. Good, and now from here, we're going to straighten the front leg, bring hands a little bit more stable onto the foot bar, flex the foot. You can shift back, really think about tacking that right hip back, staying long through the spine, and getting the stretch through the hamstring. Good. All right, let's pull it all the way in. And now we are going to essentially finish with as many springs as we started on. So I have a blue on already. I'm gonna put a black, an orange, and another blue back on. We're gonna lie on our backs and bring our feet onto the foot bar. And instead of feet through straps, we're gonna go knees through straps. Now, sometimes you don't want to try to put both of your knees through at the same time. So listen to my cue because this is probably the easiest way to get into it because the spring is heavy. You're going to press out with both of your feet. Take your right foot off the foot bar, loop the strap around your knee, and then put that foot actually back onto the foot bar, stabilize. Then lift the left, and then put the left knee in, and then we have both in. Okay, now we're gonna bring our legs into our tabletop position and bring arms down by our side. Now I just want you to this is a different sensation if you've never done this before. So sort of feel your neutral spine, and because the straps are heavier, you're gonna feel much more sort of supported in this position. So really find neutral, arms are by your side. And I want you to flex your feet in just a few times here. We're gonna open feet and knees, keeping the carriage still, and then exhale, close. So all I want you to do here is really just reinvest in your breath connection. We're in the final couple minutes of our class today, so try to just ground on down here and connect with your body before we finish up. Good. So legs are gonna come together. I want you to soften your feet and actually let your shins and feet drop. So you don't need to stay in a very classic or sort of tabletop position here. I want you to allow your knees to glide in over your chest, but keep your hips down. And then we're going to move from our thighs and dip our toes down to our springs. Good. Inhale in and exhale. Press it on down. Inhale in and exhale down. Good. Let's work through it. And this should just feel nice and good, right? This should feel good on our back. It should feel good on our hip joints. On the next one, we're going to take it into now more of a circle. So you're going to dip your toes down to the springs. Keep your feet together. Allow your knees to splay open with your feet together. Then I want you to separate your feet as you circle your knees around and over your chest. And it should feel so nice and juicy. This is one of my favorite things to do, just to get that mobility through my hips and open up. It's nice and stretchy, but it just feels really good on the body. And take your time here, right? It's not about how fast you go in this movement or how fast you can muscle through it. Really, really take your time. Good. We're going to go one more in this direction. And press down to the spring, and then let's reverse it. So you're going to now draw knees up. Open knees, and again, sort of keep your feet together until your knees open. Then separate your feet, circle them around, toes touch together at the bottom, and then knees draw together. Good. So again, just finding that nice juicy movement, getting mobility in either joint capsule of each hip. Let's go for 3. And 2. Awesome. And last one. Good. And just hold your feet down at the bottom together. You can take your hands either on the straps or onto your knees and give yourself a little nice press open. And this should feel really nice on your inner thighs. Good. And then draw the knees together. Set your feet back down onto the foot bar with the straps around your knees. You're going to take your right foot out of the loop first, set it onto the peg, and then your left foot comes out. Bend all the way in. And thank you for joining me today. You're complete.